What's going on, guys? Kaiger here, and Soleta is here on the Korea server, and as you can see, she has a big personality. Let's jump into her abilities. Starting with fire, all of her basic attacks also have interesting abilities that care about her kit. As we see, fire basic attack uh, does fire damage, and if she has Fletch, which is from her second ability, destroys HP and ignores death denial effects. With a certain amount of HP destroyed, it's a little annoying that it doesn't say how much HP destruction they have to have. I'm going to assume that it's max, which would be 70%, but we will see. First ability, 6-second cooldown, shoots twice. If she has Fletch, destroys HP and ignores death denial effects. So, I mean, she's going to really put a hamper on our, what we call condom meta. Now, her second ability, she's just like Orbia, that it's her second ability, or Cleef as well, that her second ability is the one with the two abilities as well. Actually, it's all of them. Sorry about that. But she's coming out with both abilities, which is really cool. Applies Fletch, shoots an arrow with with power to attack enemies ahead, and applies defense down. Straight line. You'll see. I think I started. We'll see. I think in Water Forward, I clicked it where it showed the AOE. Arrow rain applies Fletch. Shoots arrows in the sky and continuously falls down. It was about this size circle. Dealing damage to enemies. Hitting an enemy a certain number of times deals fixed damage based on its target max HP. As you see right here, Fletch for 14 seconds, and if the skill hits 10 times, 15% of target's max HP as damage, which is huge. But they pretty much have to be stunned into it to get hit by all of those. Then her third ability, if the target is close, drop back to attack enemies within the area. So she starts right here, and because this unit right here is in her face, she jumps back to right here to do a straight arrow shot. Stuns, knocks them back, and then stuns nearby enemies when a knockback target falls over. In the animation, it shows this one hitting that one and the second one being stunned. It is unclear if they have to hit the target to be stunned or just be around the target to be stunned, as well as gives herself skill acceleration and the monster with the highest attack. And this part was a little confusing, can be used up to 2 times consecutively. That it's unclear if this is like Orbia's light weapon that you get 2 charges, but that's kind of how it reads right there. We also get into the ultimate right here, which is powerful fire, HP destroy, push back, defense penetration. If they're under a certain amount of HP, applies Fletch and skill acceleration, as well as the monster with the highest HP. This push is irresistible. So their resistance doesn't matter, they will get pushed. If the target's under 30% HP, ignores 50% of their defense, which is huge. 700% damage, and destroys 30% damage dealt. This is effectively a destroy rune on this ability. The basic and the first attack weren't clear of how much it destroys, as well as the death denial of the damage reduction effect also wasn't clear how much needs to be destroyed, but every destroy effect that we've seen so far has been 30% of damage dealt. So her basic and first skill should do 30%. Then we go into water. Water basic attack. If Soleta has consecutive fire, shoots 2 additional arrows. This is her basic. Additional arrows can trigger a weak point attack. Remember, that is precision versus evasion. And the damage increases based on her attack speed level. If Soleta has Fletch, all hits apply movement speed down to the enemy target within a certain chance. If she has consecutive fire, bonus hit for good damage. Per caster's attack speed up, damage dealt up 15%. If caster has Fletch, 25% chance to move speed down. And remember, it will shoot 3 shots if she has consecutive fire. And remember, this is just her basic. Then her first ability shoots 2 times. If consecutive fire, each hit fires 2 additional. So that's going to be 6 shots. Additional arrows trigger weak point. Increased based on her attack speed. Attack speed level. If Soleta has Fletch, all hits movement speed down. For most of them, her basic and first skill are pretty close to the same. Second skill, first version, applies Fletch, shoots power, attack enemies, freezes certain chance. It also deals damage to enemies near the target and applies movement speed down. Low damage, but 50% chance to freeze, and movement speed down. Second version of the second skill, and this one I start actually notating the skill radius. As you can see, the initial hit is right here, but then there is a lingering outside hit. This obviously also Fletch. Continuously falls enemy targets and location, dealing damage within the area. Each hit applies freeze if the target has a certain level of movement speed down, which is 3 or more, which freeze for 2 seconds, and another movement speed down. Then her third ability repositions herself to attack nearby enemies and knocks them down with a certain chance, applies consecutive fire. So this is how she gets the consecutive fire that triggers her basic and her first ability. And applies attack speed up, which also goes with her basic first skill and second skill. And Team Monster with the highest attack. This skill, I tried to take a picture of what it does. It doesn't show the area or whatnot. She just jumps straight up and then hits everything around her. Then her ultimate. Enemies ahead, push them back. All of her ultimates are about this radius. Applies freeze if the target has movement speed down. Applies Fletch and attack speed up. So all of her ultimates kind of trigger all of her things. The only thing this doesn't trigger is the consecutive fire, which is only her third ability. So kind of low damage, Fletch, level 5 attack speed up, and if they have any move speed down, freeze, where the other needed level 3 movement speed down. Then we go into her wind. Basic. A wind is based on her range. If she's at the furthest range, she does more damage, as you see. If caster has Fletch and target is more than 7 meters away, damage dealt up 15%. Same with her first skill. Then her second skill, the wind one is very interesting because it does poison and sleep. As you see, Fletch for 14 seconds, does some damage. Everyone here gets level 1 poison for 15 seconds. Leaves a fog behind, and block beneficial effects is also left in the fog. Gate of Arrows, which is the second version of the second skill, Fletch for 10 seconds. Low damage, but it's several hits. And then each hit is going to randomly deal poison, electric shock, or bleed. And then the last hit is going to put all of her harmful effects on the target. Third skill, nearby enemies, and applies sleep to the enemy target with a certain chance. If the target is under a damage over time effect, which you'll do that from the second ability, applies block harmful effect removal, which remember that is if they do a cleanse or whatever, it only gets rid of that. Afterwards applies damage dealt up to herself and the team monster with the highest attack. 70% chance for 5-second sleep with 5 hits. If target has a damage over time, block harmful effect removal 10 seconds. And her ultimate, as you see, the range is out there. Powerful Wind applies block harmful effect removal, and if the target is under a damage over time effect, afterwards apply Fletch to herself and damage dealt up to herself, and the team monster with the highest attack. The push is irresistible. Level 5 damage dealt up. Then we get into her light. Just remember this is a basic attack. If she has Fletch, ignore enemy target's evasion and lands the hit, recovering her HP by a portion of damage dealt. Her light is going to be very similar to Orbia's dark, where this is her sustain element. Damage dealt equals heal, and ignores damage mitigation. If she has enhanced fire, her basic attack are fixed at a lower speed, so she attacks slower, but deals damage that ignores beneficial effects that mitigate damage. She heals 30% of damage dealt. If she has Fletch, as well as ignoring ignoring evasion. First skill, 5 seconds. If Soleta has Fletch, recovers her HP by a portion of damage dealt, 30%. If Soleta has enhanced fire, deal damage that ignores beneficial effects that mitigate. Same thing that we know from the basic. Second skill, which really does look like Orbia's S2. Applies Fletch, shoots an arrow with power to attack the enemy ahead and applies crit resistance down to the enemy. So this is going to be powerful if you don't have Vertihil or whatever for Tree of Heroes. Crit resistance down is the keyword that everyone talks about for that raid. So Soleta coming with her S2 can be very powerful on light weapon. This attack ignores beneficial effects that mitigate damage. This one jumps in the air, hits everything down below. 50% knockdown for 2 seconds. Applies enhanced fire for 20 seconds. Level 2 crit damage up for 10 seconds. Increase by 10% whenever you deal damage to the same target. When attacking a boss, damage dealt up 30%. So she is even better in raids. Fix attack speed to 80% of summoner's default attack speed. Replace attack speed up with attack up. That is huge. So she can't get attack so she flips attack speed up to attack up, which is very, very powerful. Then her ultimate, Power of Light, deal damage that ignores mitigation effects, enemies, and push back. Increases the crit damage if the target's HP is below a certain ratio, 30%. If they're under 30% HP, plus 50% crit damage. Afterward, apply Fletch and crit damage up, level 4 crit damage up to herself and the team monster with the highest attack. The push is irresistible. Then we have her Dark. Basic, if Fletch, decrease her cooldown with a certain chance. So you're going to want attack speed on this girl. Holy crap. Even if it's 0.2 seconds, that's bonkers. Then we have her first skill, attacks 2 times. If Soleta has Fletch, each hit has a certain chance to reduce cooldowns. The target defeated by this attack cannot be revived. We really needed an answer to Kina Dark Weapon, and Soleta makes sure that Vanessa, Tion, things like that really aren't going to matter going forward. Second active skill, this big AoE applies Fletch to herself. Shoots an angle, hallucinogenic, fog, enemy location. The fog deals damage to enemies within the area every second and applies oblivion within a certain chance, which is 35% chance. Sorry, it goes up. I believe it was 60% at max. Last skill, if the enemy is close, drops back. So this is she started here and then she's back here because they were too close. Pulling them into one place and rooting them afterwards applies attack up to herself and the monster with the highest attack. It pulled them together as well as did the root thing, meaning they can't move. And then the ultimate increases the cooldown if the target is under oblivion or root. So either the second or third skill, if you hit them with your ultimate, you will increase their cooldowns by 30%, which is massive. Afterwards applies Fletch to herself and attack up to the monster with the highest attack. And the skill itself also is unrevivable and oblivion. Then I also have all of her passives. We have Hawkeye. When a basic attack hits, applies attack speed up to herself and the team monster with the highest attack with a certain chance. This is going to be ridiculous with things like Dark Raven, things like other attack speed type things like Purian is going to be pretty ridiculous with Hawkeye. There's some other ones, even some healers like Iona, the light Epicon priest, are going to be pretty busted with this kind of thing. Even Tessarian is going to be really good with this. When a basic attack critically hits, increase her mana. So she gets mana based on crits. We needed this? Okay. Next one right here, Tailwind, increases the attack speed of basic attacks by 5% per attack speed level applied to herself, and decreases the attack speed of basic attacks by 5% per attack speed level down. So she's attacking fast. That's her whole thing, is attack fast. Skill damage increases by a certain ratio per 10% of precision when attacking with a skill. Damage dealt up. So it sounds like 1% per 10% precision, which precision can go up to 200%. So 20% extra damage on all skills if you have maxed out precision. When Soleta uses... this one and the next one, peanut butter and jelly. When Soleta uses the evasion skill, applies attack speed up to herself and heals, which, as we'll see, no cooldown anywhere. When using the dodge button, level 2 attack speed up, and also heals 15% of HP. Oh no, it's a little bit later on. Increase precision and move speed if she's over, so 25% precision and 20% movement speed if she's over 70%. The movement speed in itself is going to make her busted in Battlefield. Removes all harmful effects on herself and applies shield when attacked while her HP is below a certain ratio. If she's under 50%, remove all harmful effects and 50% of her max HP shield. And here it is. This is the one that goes with the one that when she dodges. When she's attacked, decrease the cooldown of her invasion skill. So 20% chance when she's attacked to reduce her her evasion by 1%. So she kind of wants to tank the low damage characters, especially with her light weapon that heals herself. She's going to be very, very interesting. When a team monster's HP falls below a certain ratio, applies crit damage taken down to herself and the monster. So if a monster goes below 50% HP, she and that monster get level 3 crit damage taken down for 15 seconds. Last but not least, the most broken one. When Soleta receives lethal damage, ignore the damage and applies soul protection to herself and the team monster with the lowest HP. So she already has, when she goes under 50% HP, she gets rid of all debuffs and gets a 50% HP heal. When she dodges, she heals for 15% HP, as well as when she gets attacked, she gets her dodge back faster. And right here, Blessing, she can't be one-shot, and then also gets a soul protection, which is a 40% HP revive, as well as giving that to another one of her monsters. Soleta is looking to be pretty busted, and the issue I had was that Kina was really our best summoner in the game, but myself and a lot of other people didn't want to play a little girl character. Now we get to play this character. Let me know what you guys think of Soleta down below, and later today I'm going to have my Paladin video. If you want to check out all these at your leisure, as well as the Paladin stuff, join my Discord down below, and there's a resource page that will have all of these screenshots. Till next time, guys.